This is TWiT.
Rancho Santa Margarita, California. Tom! Hello, Tom.
Hi. Enjoyed the whistling, by the way.
We try not to do that on the air. The engineers up in the knock get very upset.
All right. Well, I have an issue with a 60-inch plasma display.
Yes.
I have a Pioneer Elite Pro F150 FD. It was one of the first plasmas from the Kuro.
Yes. In fact, I had one of those. Well, I had a Kuro plasma. Scott said, keep it, right, Scott? Because those are precious, precious TVs. They don't make them anymore.
It is the best.
Yeah.
So the problem is that it's about 14 or 15 years old.
Yes.
I also have a Pioneer Elite Pro AV receiver VSX52, and I had this whole thing professionally installed. They put a power conditioner in, a Panamax power conditioner, a surge protector on the TV. I had an electrician come in and put a separate circuit breaker for the entire system. And
all of that a very good idea, especially the surge protector. I think people don't realize how sensitive a lot of these electronics are to surges. So if you spend a lot of money on a home theater system, that's a really good idea. So
that surge protector is the same age as the TV.
Well,
and I also have an an Apple TV set up with it, and an Xbox, and everything goes into the receiver, and then one line goes out to the TV.
Nice.
So lately, my plasma display just turns itself off.
It's probably.
And I'm wondering if
I'm going to guess it's overheating. Scott, what do you think, Scott?
I think you're right. It's probably overheating, and that the power supply might very well be failing.
Yeah, that happens too. 14 years is pretty old.
That's pretty old.
Sad to say.
Yeah.
When you say the power supply, are you talking about the surge protector?
No. The internal power supply on the TV.
Yep.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
And I doubt Pioneer has. I doubt there's people out there who can fix that at this point. Do you think?
Well, there may not be. On the other hand, last time I visited Pioneer, which was some years ago, they did have sort of a rack of Pioneer Kuros online, just waiting in the warehouse because they have to keep up the warranty.
Right.
They have to be ready to fix things.
There's not much of a warranty after 14 years.
Well.
Hey, somebody's saying it could be the surge protector, but you have it all plugged into the same surge protector, right? So the other things aren't turning themselves off.
Yeah, everything is plugged into the Panamax power conditioner.
Okay. So if nothing else is turning itself off, then the Panamax is fine. Although you should know that those things also wear out. The capacitors in them can age, but also if it's got a battery in it, that probably needs to be replaced. But that's...
Well, I recently switched plugs with the TV on the Panamax, and after I did that, that's when the TV started to exhibit this kind of event.
Plasmas get very hot. That was one of the negatives of plasmas. Mm-hmm. Do they have fans in them, Scott, to cool them?
Some of them do, yeah.
I don't think this one does.
Okay.
But when I walk by it after a night of watching TV, I can basically warm.
That's a room heater.
So I'd make sure that all the venting is clear and there's dust gets in there. That could be causing overheating. If you can be careful taking the backs off of any TV, but if you can carefully not touch anything, take the back off and make sure there's no dust clogging it in there. But it also could be the power supply. And if you can go on eBay and probably find a replacement power supply.
Oh, undoubtedly.
People pick and pull from old TVs.
And call your local TV repair shop. They might be able to.
They might have some. Yeah, it's worth. Is it worth? Okay. So here's the question: is it worth keeping that alive?
Oh, that's a good question. Depends on how much it is, because TVs are so cheap now.
And frankly, as good as that plasma was, the OLEDs are better.
Correct.
That's what my next question was. I've I've been listening to you forever and hearing about the OLEDs, but we want a bigger TV. This one's a 60-inch, and we'd like a 70, 75, or 77-inch.
Yeah, get as big as you can get. And you can get a nice OLED of that size. It'll be brighter. That plasma after 14 years is probably considerably dimmer. Weirdly, plasma is a little gas cell, and they leak slowly, but they get dimmer over time as the plasma gas leaks out. The way they work is there's gas in there that gets charged, and as it starts to kind of slowly leak out, it gets dimmer and dimmer. So you would get I think if you put a 78-inch OLED in there or even bigger, you'd be blown away.
Oh, completely.
Is there
it has a
specific brand? Is there a
LG.
specific brand that LG is better than the others? I heard.
Well, LG and Sony are the two main brands, and they're both excellent. They're both based on LG panels.
Sony won the shootout this year.
That's right. But LG came in,
Close
almost tied.
second. I don't think there's that much difference. Yeah,
there's not that much difference. I was just looking myself at the LG 77-inch C2, which is their current model.
I want it. That sounds
$3,500.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Say it again. LG
77 inches.
Yep.
Which is nice size.
Nice size. C2 is the current model year.
Actually, if you're willing to go back a year, you can get it for $26.96 on Amazon.
For the C1.
Yeah, for the C1. And, I don't think they change that much year over year.
They don't. They improve the video processing year by year, but there isn't a major shift. I believe, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, the 2022 model, they might have migrated their Evo panel down to the C line. It used to only be in the G line.
So it might be better to get the
it might be better to get the 2022.
$4,000 for the 83-inch 2021 on Amazon.
So what was the LG part number again on that 77-inch?
It's called 77C2 for the 2022 or 77C1 for the 2021.
Get it? The number is the year. Although that breaks when they get to 2020, but that's another matter.
But actually, 2020, they used an X for 10, like Apple did with their iPhone.
So C2 is the current one, and that's probably the one you'd want. If you just search for LG OLED, and then you'll see they range from 48 inches to 83 inches, and the price ranges equivalently.
Indeed.
Okay. Thank you.
You're going to get HDR. You're going to get HDR with that. You don't have that on the Panasonic. On the Pioneer.
Bad news. You now are entering the upgrade cascade because that Pioneer amp isn't going to do 4K either. So you're going to need to get a good AV receiver. If you have a less than 4K Apple TV, you're going to want to upgrade that to the latest. Same thing with your Roku.
Yeah,
so all that stuff has to be upgraded. The HDMI cables have to be upgraded.
Probably.
Yeah, you're replacing
if
everything.
They're 14 years old, yeah.
Well, you want HDMI 2.1 if you can get it.
Correct.
So all of that may add up.
Lovely.
But you will get a beautiful,
unbelievable.
My wife, when we look at our LG OLED, she says, it's too real. Let's go back in the other room. I feel like I'm there and I don't want to be.
I disagree with her philosophy on that.
My wife has complained about that with the Vizio. It looks too much like a video cassette.
Yeah, turn off. So that's because
motion smoothing.
Yeah, that's because you have motion smoothing turned on, and that does make it look plasticky or the soap opera effect. That's because it's interpolating frames. It's not getting 120 frames, so it's making up what's in between, and it gives it a very icky look. That should be turned off on all televisions.